All right, welcome everybody. This is going to be our weekly recap for the live chat room ending on October 8th, 2021. A couple things I want to talk about. We still have the try before you buy special going on right now. That means you can try us for a whole week. Absolutely no obligation. All you do is just go to binaryprostrategies.com. Go to join now and you'll see that special there. Also, if you are an existing course subscriber, you should have already received an email starting this month. Actually, we're going to start this coming Tuesday. It's going to be Disclosure Tuesday. It's going to be, I think it's going to become very popular because what we're going to do is we're going to be talking about all the new discoveries that we have been finding as we've been trading here. Not only myself, but many of my subscribers have found some additional patterns and some additional tricks and strategies that they've been using with the existing patterns. This is not going to be put into videos, so it's important that you do come in on Tuesday to have access to all the new information that we've been working on. We will probably, I'm going to try to record it, put it up there for just a few days, but the idea is we are looking for people that are serious about trading to join us. We are open in the morning and in the evening, so there's plenty of time for you to put this into your schedule. Come join us, see what kind of new things we're looking at, new patterns, new strategies, ways that we're looking at other time frames and that type of thing. So really good information. It's just a really good add-on to the existing service. So please, you don't want to miss this coming Tuesday, and then it's also going to be the second Tuesday of every month following. So one Tuesday out of every month, second Tuesday of every month, we will be talking about all the newest things that we've been looking at, discovering, and so forth. So, and there's been a lot of really good information coming out. So anyway, be looking for that. The other thing I want to talk about is we're going to be doing kind of a review of our daily setups in this video. So those that have been in the have purchased the core package, and even those in the trial, have been getting the dailies for free, the daily setups. We will do a review. Let's just see how we did for the year so far, just looking at these setups. These patterns that we're using for the daily setups are taught in the CB package, not in the core package, but we are applying those patterns to the daily. So in other words, you put the trade on the night before and you let it expire the following day. I'm not saying that is the best way to trade a daily. It's really more of a scalping technique, which is what we do a lot of in CB. But just to show how you would have done had you just carried it to the close, we're going to look at that. So there's a lot of really good information coming up after I do my after we look at the stats for the week. All right, so we'll be getting into that here in just a little bit. So let's see how the stats did for the week. Let's see how I did in CB, and then we'll get into looking at the daily setups. Okay, so here we are. This is going to be a look at the naked stats for the week. Once again, if you're new here, you know naked stats mean that we are not using any filtration. If you've heard me talk about dimensions, we're only looking at 2 dimensions. You need a total of, there is a total of 5 dimensions. 4 we teach in the core, the 5th we teach in CB. In order to be successful, you really need to be looking at least 4 of the dimensions. This is 2, and that's why we call it naked, because we're not using that additional filtration. Anyhow, these are the stats for the week. As you know, I did start trading more of the Aussie this week and the pound. You can see there's still, Aussie is holding up very well. Typically what happens is when a pair starts to get weak, another pair typically gets strong, and it will stay that way for a while. So I will continue to be trading the Aussie and the yen. The yen has continued to be the strongest, and it's also the one that runs the longest in terms of strength. So we're trading the US yen, and we're always also trading the Aussie as well. That's going to be my focus. It was my focus not only this past week, but it will be my focus going into next week. First trades today, once again, really good, as I'm showing over here now what pair I traded the first trade in for myself. And you can see 80% in the morning, 100% at night. That still averages out to 90%. Also keep in mind that when I talk about first trade of the day, that is going to be any time, okay, after 8 a.m. Central, which is 9 a.m. Eastern. So typically when I make my first trade, I'm looking at these 4 pairs, looking at that very first trade, and that's what you're seeing here. I don't suggest that you trade like that. The point of this is to show that when you do trade in the morning, typically you're going to start off with a win. The odds are in your favor. If you know nothing about trading, the odds that you are going to have a winning trade are definitely in your favor. Okay, that's the idea here. First thing in the morning is obviously the best time to trade, and in the evenings. Okay, so typically you want to come in with an objective, whatever that dollar objective is. You're typically going to hit it first thing in the morning, and if you don't, then you come back and you try to hit it in the evening. Or like some of my folks, they have an objective for the morning, and they also have a dollar objective in the evening as well. So that's the whole point here. But nonetheless, Aussie continues, Aussie US and the US yen continue to be the strongest. I am going to stay with the Aussie and the US yen. Okay, looking at my CB trades, once again, decent. Didn't have any losing days this week. Continues to be a very good week. Trading CB, and I expect that to be following through. As you know, I've been talking about this for a while. I expect October and November to be good, strong months. So definitely want to take advantage of that. I haven't really been pressing it too hard. Probably not going to be pressing it too hard right now, simply because I'm happy with the numbers that I'm getting with CB. If you want to get a little bit more aggressive, some are getting a little bit more aggressive right now and having a lot of success with that. You can certainly do that. It's certainly up to you. Okay. Once again, also CB is only available to those that have purchased the core package. You must master core first before you can get into CB. And that's something that I personally monitor. I want to see what your success is. Once you're successful, you can move on to CB. CB is really for those that are serious about trading, and I only share it with serious traders. Okay, we're not in here just to sell a bunch of systems. I'm here to make you a trader, a profitable, long-term, consistent trader. All right, if you can't put in the time in core, all right, then you're certainly not going to be ready for CB. All right, so I am really looking for people that are serious about trading, serious about making this a long-term career. This is not something you can do part-time if you want to be long-term success. So despite what you may see and read on YouTube, those that are basically just selling programs, they want you to buy their program. They don't care about your long-term success. I don't sell you a program unless you're serious about becoming a full-time trader. Okay, that's just the way it is. So I'm here to help you become a successful trader and also do it on a long-term basis. That's why I'm sharing my information with you after 40 years. All right. So overall, good week in core. This is once again just one pattern at PAP. I teach a total of 5. And then we have additional patterns with CB, and CB is more of a scalping, deep out of the money type approach. Okay, so that being said, if you have any questions, just go to binaryprostrategies.com. You can certainly get on our email. We'll keep you up to date on these weekly reports. We do send out these reports via email every weekend, so you can see the numbers in print, and we have some additional information and all the links to look at the dailies and so forth. And then also you can get on our mailing list. So if we do have any new information coming out or any new webinars, which we plan on coming out here shortly, you can be sure to be notified of that. All right, so binaryprostrategies.com, and you can go to contact us, and we'll get you all set up. Okay, so let's see how the dailies did this week. Okay, that's something we haven't looked at in a while, but as you know, we do put out dailies every evening. That is basically a daily is for those that just want to put on a single trade at night and just let it expire the following day. So let's see how, just doing that, let's look and see how those patterns held up. Once again, same patterns we use in CB, it's just that we're applying it to the overnight trades. All right, so here we are. So basically, these are numbers since the beginning of the year, of this year. Only trading just 2 patterns. Now, keep in mind, you're not getting a trade every single day, so you're going to see a lot of zeros in here just because you didn't get any trades like the HF pattern. Didn't get any trades for a long time. Of course, over here on the HF3s, didn't get trades a lot of time, though. But when I run my numbers, you're going to see, when you see the chart, you're going to see it showed like 400 and something trades. That's not accurate. More accurate is probably close to maybe 100 trades since the beginning of the year, because there is a lot of empty space in the charts. But it doesn't really matter, because what I'm concerned about is really looking at the equity curve. So once again, these are 2 patterns that we teach in CB, but it's also, we are applying them to the dailies. And even if you're a trial member, you're going to get these for free. So you can go ahead and you can watch these dailies if you like. Also, these trades are considering that we put it on at night and we let it expire the following day. Some of these are going to be out of the money. Some are going to be in the money. Typically, I look at the opening indicative, and whichever is closer, whether it be an in the money or out of the money, that's the one that I'm taking, assuming that I can get good premium. If it's so far out of the money, or I'm sorry, so far in the money, there's no premium that I want to get. I'm looking for at least 40 and higher on premium, so I will take an in the money in order to do that. Okay, so that's basically the way that this has been tracked. You can see both patterns, whether it be the HF, which is this right here, this column here, and our HF3. You can see they've both been profitable. So what I did, I figured let's just go ahead and let's run the graphs together and also separate. So here's HF, which is the one that produced a little bit higher results in terms of profitability. Still very close, though. They're pretty close to neck and neck in terms of return so far for the year. But this is HF. You can see a pretty nice little equity curve here. But when we throw HF3 along with HF2, meaning that if we traded HF2 and HF3 signals together, you can see not only does it almost double the amount, right? But it also smooths out your drawdown here, and it also smooths out your equity curve. So this is the way that I'm trading it, just trading the HF and HF3s, and this is across the board. So we do have crude oil in here, we have gold, we have silver, we have the US 500, we have all of the pairs. When you become a member, I can show you, we have it all broken down per pair, per commodity, to show you which ones tend to be the best in terms of what pairs to trade HF, what pairs seem to be the best to trade HF3. We have all that broken down, but the point is that this pattern that we use on the 5 minutes can also be applied, like all the patterns can be applied to different time frames. That's the point of me showing you all of this. But at the same time, still good trades. Once again, I am taking these trades on the dailies. It's pretty much you put it on and you let it go. I will scalp out of some of these, but that is not in the results. What you're seeing here is just the assumption that you do carry it to the close, but I have scalped out of some of these, which is a technique that I use with CB, okay? But the point is, if you just carried it to the close, still looks to be quite profitable. I'm not sure that I would suggest doing that long term, all right? But even if you just, for some reason, missed getting out on a scalp, you know, the odds are still pretty good that you're going to make money if you just let it expire. That's the whole point here. So that's going to be it. Once again, be sure that you take advantage. If you haven't already signed up, take advantage of that free week. You can, I share my charts. You can see the PAP setups on the 5-minute charts, which is for the short-term traders, which is really my preference. I like to be a short-term trader, always have, and learn that pretty much right out of the gate when I first started. Don't want to hold trades overnight. So I've always been a short-term trader. That's my preference. But I am putting on these dailies just to track them out and see how they do. But if you want to do this full-time, I suggest really focusing in more on the short-term trades. Okay? So that's going to be it for this week. I will be back next weekend for our next weekly recap. Once again, sticking with the Aussie, sticking with the yen, the Aussie US, and the US yen. That is going to be what I'm going to be trading with my 5-minute setups. And we'll be back next week to see how we did. So everybody have a good week. Any questions, just go to binaryprostrategies.com. Shoot me your questions. Be glad to answer those. Sign up, try the free trial. Have absolutely no risk whatsoever. And of course, if you do have any questions, or if you'd like to know a little bit more about the program, just go there, contact us. We'll be glad to answer your questions. That's it. Take care. Have a good week. We'll see you next weekend.